I want to ask, does anyone know? Okay. All right. I hope that by the end of this day, you will know more about U-Report. So there's a booth outside, and also you'll see Rachel. She's the UNV with the UN 75 hat and the camera that's like running around. So she's carrying around this U-Report sign. So please find out more information about U-Report. Now, U-Report is a messaging platform that lets you speak out on issues that are affecting children or young people by collecting information directly from you, okay? So it's free. All you have to do to be part of U-Report is to text join to 1555, yes? Text join to 1555, it's free, especially for Digicel. Well, mainly for Digicel, it's free. So text join to 1555, and then whenever they do their polls, when they're asking about information on different issues, you can have your say, okay? So it's like, it's a tool for collecting data. So many times we say we don't have an opportunity to fit into some of the programs that we have when people are looking at, okay, what are some solutions that we need? A lot of times as young people, we don't have these opportunities. So now you have a platform like U-Report, and it's used in so many other countries as well. And here in PNG, it's led by UNICEF, and they have their booth outside. So please join U-Report for the GBV Summit or the event itself, the Youth Side event as well. We have a poll that's running online. So you've seen, if you go on the U-Report page as well, so there's a Facebook page. Please go and like and follow the Facebook page. If you go on the page, you'll see they're doing a poll on GBV as well. I'm asking questions about what young people's opinions are about this issue, what some solutions are in your own opinion, and it's your opportunity to have your say. Because the information that is gathered is like direct link to people who are actually implementing programs or creating programs, and you want to have your say, okay? So please join. Text join to 1555, or if you want, you can use Messenger, because I know a lot of you like Facebook more than texting. So go on Facebook, message the U-Report page, just message join, and then they will reply. So I use U-Report as well. I use it on Messenger a lot, because like you, I like Facebook. So yeah, please join U-Report. Please do the GPV poll. So once you join today, you can be part of the poll. So before the event, we're doing the polls, and then after the event, we're also doing polls. So please, if you haven't done the poll yet, please go and do the poll, okay? If you want more information, we have a booth outside. All right. All right, so we'll get straight into our next session, which is the session called Power Dynamics. You can see it on your program. The session is actually going to be, on your program it says 3 people, but it's going to be facilitated by 1 person today. And she's from the inaugural Obama Leaders Asia Pacific cohort in PNG. Now the session, as mentioned on the program, it aims to demonstrate the different levels of existing powers and to equip young people to understand the power of influence within systems. The session will also hopes to inspire young people to influence various powers in the society at all levels of the political level, at the ward, LLG level, at the district level, provincial level, or national level as well. And today, this session is going to be facilitated by Miss Yanamlin Yana from the Tribal Foundation. Yes. So I know that Yanamlin is not a new face to everyone. She's a vibrant young leader who's been working in this space for a while. She's, some of you know her as the Tribal Ninja, okay? Because she's a fighter. So we have, she's the campaign coordinator for the Senesim Passing campaign. That's under the Tribal Foundation, and she also is a volunteer advisor for Water, Hands Plus Hope, which is an NGO based in Hawaii and focuses on health. Yanamlin is also a SDG Youth Ambassador. And as I mentioned earlier, she's part of the Obama Leaders Asia Pacific cohort. So much experience, very inspiring young lady, and I would now like to welcome Yanamlin to the stage to facilitate this session.
Hi everyone, good day. Is it day already? Afternoon? All right. I will be brief in my presentation and very short, so I hope that you can learn as much as you can. I'll be high level as well. There's supposed to be 3 of us presenting today, but unfortunately one of my colleague is still in Alatau. He works with the NYDA. The other one is not going to be joining us, so I hope you can bear with me as I go through the session today. Right? Okay, so please, if you have any questions, just stop me in the middle if you can or if you want to. But I will appreciate you give me the time to finish probably most of the presentation so that we can have questions and answer sessions. All right? Okay, sorry. Is it possible if I can sit on the floor and talk on the floor if it's okay with the team or no? Oh yeah, all right, I'll sit on a chair, okay. So if you can, yeah. It's okay, I'll just, sorry, I got attacked by a thug is a strong word, so I'm just going to say a young man who doesn't know his potential to be a good person. So he wanted to get my bag, and I fought back, saying, no, you're not going to get my bag. And he said, no, I want your bag. And I was like, no. And then he slashed my hand with a machete at Koki bus stop. That was last week, Monday. So that's why I'm in this thing. All right. Thank you. All right. No, I'll be fine. But don't feel sorry for me. I'm good. I'm fine. I didn't lose my hand, so that's a good thing, right? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So if you look at your on a screen, you will see what's written there. If you cannot see, it's okay too. Probably I'll make this slide available at the end of the session so you can have a copy, soft copy of each. Sorry. Okay. All right. So I just feel like you guys are all serious. So can we just like smile and just smile and I can feel comfortable presenting because this is my first time to facilitate. So bear with me. So this is a lesson from the Obama Foundation Leadership Program that I'm a part of. So it's a program that is open every year. So if you want to be part of the program, the Obama Foundation actually puts out its application every year for anyone to apply. The age doesn't matter, so long as you have the passion and to lead community initiatives to change, to become a part of change in your communities, you can apply for it. So it's open every year, and they look at selecting 200 people from across Asia Pacific. So go on to Obama Foundation website, subscribe, and you can get all the email updates, and whenever the application comes out, you can apply for it. It's open to Asia Pacific countries. Anyways, so this is a program that we have learned from this leadership journey, and we thought it would be good to share this with all of us. So this is more like a refreshing kind of exercise for all of us as young leaders, or as leaders, sorry, we have not only young people in this room, but as leaders who are passionate about creating change in our communities and identifying the kind of power we have as young people and how we can identify these kind of powers that others may have, and we can harness or influence or recognize it so that we can use it to our advantage to progress the youth issues in our communities at the ward, LLG, all the way to the national level. So that clear? Okay. All right. Come on. Yeah. So outline for this presentation, we'll be looking at power dynamics. What are some of the different types of powers that are present in our society, or that are present that we need to know as leaders? System of influence, basically influence that we have, and how can we identify the influence we have, the power influence we have, and how can we influence other groups around us, including our family, the social groups or little subgroups that we belong to, or organizations we are working in. And also, from an experience, I'll also share about leading as a young leader, what it means to lead as a young leader or a leader. Sorry, I'll just take out young in there, because this is a diverse age group that we are in, this program is covering. And then after that, we'll have open dialogue or discussion. And I was advised that the room is not big, so we're not going to break into groups. You just two, and then you just discuss, and it's going to be open. So you raise your hand and share your response. And then we have question and answer. If you have any questions, you can ask me, and then the end. All right? Okay. So as leaders in our community, it is very important for us to know what we want, right? Intention. Know what we want, and how can we get there? If we know what we want, then how can we get there? So these are the two questions that I thought we should go through first, or let it linger as we go through this session. All right? So in every communities that we go to, or the organizations that we work in, there are certain levels of or systems of influence that we have. And most of the time, we do not always recognize these influences that we possess or we have. So as you can see on the slide, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 that I've identified, but there could be any others that one can think of. So interpersonal is like within yourself. You're identifying the influence that you have. Believing in yourself, what kind of influence do you have? Do you have the power to make decisions in a community that the other person doesn't possess the kind of power? Or do you have any other special recognition or respect that is attributed to you when it comes to decision making? So recognizing yourself and your influence is the first and foremost thing. So the moment you recognize that, then you will be able to value yourself and say, okay, whatever I will contribute, I am confident in myself. All right? Interpersonal, the influence that you have over the other person. For example, you're in a group and there's an elder person in the at the table, and you know that you come from a youth perspective. He comes from a perspective that is more from a elders context or point of view. So you have that power to represent the youths and their voices that he doesn't have or she doesn't have. So you're recognizing your power within two people. And then you have groups, and then you have society. So it's very important, first and foremost, is to understand the power of influence you have first. Am I going too fast? All right, okay. So to understand this level of a system of influence that we have, it comes down again to how much information do we know? Because if you want to contribute, we have to be well versed with data, with statistics, what is going on, the current affairs. And it is very easy nowadays, I should say, because of the technology, that it has helped us really be current with a lot of issues. But it's not the same in many contexts. There are communities that are in the rural areas that don't have the same information that we have. So information, and the information that we consume kind of informs our habits. So it kind of informs our habit or how we do day-to-day things. So the more information we have, it gives us that upper hand to make proper decisions or good decisions. And then it comes down to value again. You have the information, it shapes your habit. Now your habit shapes your values. Anything that you do over and over and over and over again, it becomes a value. So in a community where you are serving, the more common a value is, that should be the value that influence decision making. For example, if there's trust in a community, everyone trusts everyone to do anything. If I tell my coworker to do something, then he gets it done. Like, I have that complete trust in this young man or young woman to do it. And the same in other smaller groups in our communities that we serve. Then that becomes a common value. So if there is any big decision makings that needs to happen, that it must come back to that common value. What is a common value in every group that you are part of, or in every sub groups or association you are part of? If it is respect, then every decision must come down to respect. Come down to an agreement where respect is the fundamental value in all the decision making. So it differs in different decision making levels, where there's different common values. And values form culture as well. So it's very important for young people especially, that we should develop a culture of, start from small, transparency, a culture of respect, a culture of, develop that professional or any like diplomatic culture where you can go into a room and you can exactly say what you need to say, and say it with confidence and say it with authority, and you know that your values, your views are valued and appreciated. So the moment we continue to build our values, it develops our culture as well. So they defined one person as in, let's say Frederick. Frederick is from TVI, and he does amazing. He is always there. He is smiling. He is on time to do everything that he wants to do. The first thing Frederick is a staff from TVI. He's a very amazing young person. I know him, so I'm picking him out as an example. Sorry about that. So he smiles all the time. The first thing you're going to TVI, he smiles. That reflects the culture of the organization. So first things first, you are an organization of your own. So you want to build yourself up to a point where you are able to, if someone mentions your name, people will remember, okay, TVI, Frederick, he's always smiling. Smiling is just one value of the many thing that TVI is doing. Also at UN Women, and all, you will know exactly what kind of culture an organization has or a person has, and that reflects the organization he or she represents. So it's very important. Then it comes down to system as well. Culture influences the system. We don't want to go and create, reinvent the wheels. Tapos one program stop in the community where all fighting gender-based violence. You may join in forces one temola. You may not gonna, you may create in Narabla one again, and then we have to reinvent the wheel again. So strengthening the systems. Strong cultures, it strengthens the systems, and then strong systems influence. Strong system, they do big influence. We have weak systems, there's not much influence. And it's evident, so now comes to you guys are gonna share your views with me. So it's a group discussion or one-on-one. Identify a value that is common in your group. You can, just two of you. You can probably say one or two. I'll just give you 2 minutes. It shouldn't take long. Identify a value that is common in your group. So probably if you come from, say, UN Women, and you are part of the discussion, you say, what is a value that stands out at UN Women? If you come from TVI, or if you come from any organizations, or you come from a village where you, for example, the ELC Papua District Youth, what is a value that stands out to you or stands out in your team? And then identify which group you can influence. For example, I'm not going to give examples. You guys know. If I give examples, I'm giving out the answers, right? All right, anyways. So identify which group you can influence, and then you can share that value with us after two minutes. Yeah. All right.
Hi, everyone. So you have 1 minute remaining. Thank you. Okay, everyone. Our time is up now. So if any of you is ready, like your group is ready, you can raise your hand. And we have our friends with the mics on the side. So raise your hand right up so they can see that you want to give your feedback, and then they'll run over to you. Thank you.
So you can keep your answer short and sharp. What value do you have? So just name the value that you have discussed. That's all.
Anyone?
Hi. Sorry. Hello. It's on.
Hi, everyone. Please welcome David Lawrence from NYDA. He was in Alertau, and he just, thank goodness, he just arrived. Yes. Yeah. So I was like so worried how I was going to present today, but thank you, he's here. So I don't have to hustle through the rest of the presentation. Yeah. So his help, it's going to help me.
Okay. Morning, Olga. Me talk Christina. Talk flash blame. Can you guys hear me? You can hear me. Okay. Thank you. My name's Winsome. So it's Winsome, you lose some. And I volunteer at the Salvation Army House of Hope. And my friend here volunteers from Magda Kata. So both of us were talking about what our friend there, Yana, was talking about. And it came back, the most value, we looked at personal. She talked about two things, values and powers and values. And it comes back to personal. If you find your own personal power and you find your own value, then whatever organization, whatever group that you want to go there, if it aligns with your power and if it aligns with your values, then you are able to connect and influence, and it raises up your bar to the next level. That's how I see it. Because if I'm trying to go and, if like, for example, every day of our life, we choose friends, right? We hang out with our friends. And we hang out with friends that they are like us. We don't go and hang out with people who are totally opposite of us. Because if the person is the same as you are, then values blue plan, na bond blue plan by strong him you plan, na you can walk him, one and walk you plan like walk him. So it comes back to your personal values. So both of us shared about our personal values. And for me, I said my value that I stand upon is change. And for her is honesty and integrity. Thank you.
Good day, Ogeta. Name to me, Bami Tok Pisin. Name to me, Wari. Na mikam underneath law Active City Development Program. So, law NCDC. So, Bami Tok law value, law non-violence. So, as me very said, yoga units, non-violence. So, kind of non-violence, I'm big plus. Come up plenty NCDC, I'm more big plus. So, me value me, I'm non-violence. So, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone? Yes? We'll make space for two more, and then we'll go to the next slide. That's okay? All right.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mona Lisa, and I come from Milne Bay Province. Thank you. And I'm sorry, I come under Sana Pantem team. Thank you. And my friend and I have discussed about the values, and I value my character and attitude because I'm trying to impart change. So whatever I do, that reflects me trying to make a change in someone. So it's very important for me in my attitudes and character. That will help me to influence someone to change. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You, the one, oh my God. Sorry. Okay.
Bisa na finish na wait. Okay. Bila tutok now.
Yep.
Good day or good morning, everyone. Okay. On behalf of my people of Chiwaka, I will speak on behalf of the values regarding my rural communities. Values blomi mi sabos lo ipatim lo community rural communities blomi one plan was ke na consider others. And one of tubla value looking very important. Lo rural community blomi mi blo maskat ke long one community house blomi pla. Then we need to consider others as neighbors, our neighbors. So while drinking alcohol, smoking drug, playing boombox in the night, that shows that we never consider others our neighbors. We disturb a lot. So such a consideration values we need to impart to our communities so that they will understand and they will reduce their voices in the night and all this. Thank you.
So your value is respect. So you wanna respect other people in the community in a way that it reduces, respecting neighbors and the surroundings. So
Yes.
thank you. I'll make an exception for 3 more. Sorry. So 1 is on this side. Yep. Okay. This one, and then you. Yep. This one, and then yeah, your team.
Hi.
1. So you first. And you, and then 1 from that side, and 1 minute each. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Olgata. Me am Simpson Norman. Me come Louis New Britain. Na me come under long UN Sanapontem. Thank you through me got big plama mas long meeting you me Olgata long ya. Value blow me am love. Lo province belum mi look out one player organization or call him lo yen youth wave. Na this la lave mi come out long bell belum long how mi show him lave ko long narapla. Na book Bible mi talk long emosem. If you love God, you will keep all my command. Amen. So the secret about it, in order long win him one pla man long emisenis, you must have got him love. So this la, one time this la. Thank you, na God bless you.
Hello, good day everyone. My name is Emmanuel Awala and I'm from the Png Netball. The value that I chose that we share is to inspire and empower women and girls through sports. The sports that we play, it's not just a sport that we play, it's to go back to inspire the young girls and ladies, despite whatever that they have gone through in life, that we help empower them through the sport that we play. So that is all. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, one last one on this side. The young girl with the, yep, you. The young girl in front of Vin.
Someone is holding the mic here.
Oh, okay. All right, you go ahead. Oh, yes, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Lovelyn, and I'm from PNG Disability Youth Association. I'm with my friend Colin and Patrick. They're sitting over there. Okay, a value common in all of us is worldliness and eagerness to push through and go extra miles. Our disabilities are not our border. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So from the conversation so far, the team will put up a butcher paper with the questions on. So we would really love to see your responses. I'm sure everyone has had one in mind about values, so you can put your values up on the board. It's very important for young people. Why we're talking about values, it's very important because it's the values that will keep you, up there. You have strong values, system, it will keep you up there, and it will keep you constant in everything that you do. It's the values that defines you as a person. So as young as we are, we want to be strong in our value system so that people can entrust us with responsibilities. So we can deliver according to the trust. And that brings me to the word trust, which is a very basic and very important value that each of us should cultivate. So that when people give us work to do, we deliver and they said, okay, these young people can do it, so let's give them more. And now we have more spaces to create change and to lead change in our community. So that's why, that's the discussion on values. So now we're going to the next, and these are just some questions for you to just ponder upon. After all this, that you have come here to participate in this event, how can we, or how can UN or the participants or the sponsors of this event trust you to influence the groups that are around you? So like you said, you come from a group, you are looking after a group. Like our friends over there, you come from a group. So how can you influence your group? And how can you be trusted to influence your group? And do the group trust you? The people that you work with, do they trust you to deliver? Great. If your answer is yes, amazing, amazing. Will they trust you? Do they trust you now? And will they trust you in the future if they give you work to do, or if they that has decision making that will also affect their lives? And also, very important question, do you trust yourself? Yeah, amazing. That was the response I was expecting to get, so that's amazing. Yep, we go to the next one. So I think we'll just leave this activity probably to the last one, so we can go on to the next slide, if that's okay, because we are against time. Okay. So now we come to power, and that's the main conversation that we want to have now, we were going to have today. And I will just briefly go through things, and I hope that you can grasp as many as you can. I will make this slide available to all of you as well. So power is characterized as the ability to move. Power is ability to move. And it cannot be taken. Your power is never taken from you. It is only assigned to you. It's always assigned to you. You have that power always with you. So when you realize that, and when an activity or a responsibility is assigned to you, that means that you have the power to make decisions. That's why activities, you are here. And that should be an example, perfect example of why your team assigned this, you coming here to you so that you can learn a lot. And that means that you have that power already, and that's why you're sitting here. And there are 8 different types of power that we have, and some of it we may have recognized it, some not yet. I'll just go through it and then you can listen. So legitimate power is given because of our title or rank. You are a CEO, or you are the director of your organization. That's the power. You are a legitimate leader of that organization, or any group that you represent. Expert is the power that is assigned to you because of your seniority and the knowledge and experience you have in a particular area. Cohesive is a power that people have over you, as long as, sorry, it's supposed to be long, not log, as long as they understand your stake and somehow want to take it away from you. So they coerce you into doing something because they have the stake as well. You have a stake in it, and if they do it, you lose it. So that's cohesive power. Reward is as long as someone else possesses what you want and they have the ability to reward you, praise, success, or money. Like, for example, I could use this when it comes to elections, sorry. Our leaders tend to bribe our youths with money, and they say, okay, you go and get all your house line and come and vote for me. So that's reward. That they have the power to reward you for a certain thing you did. And sometimes you need it, so you don't have any, you just go ahead and do it. But it's very important to recognize that. So when it happens, you say, no, I'm not gonna give any silly like this. Favorite is assigned to someone in recognition and association others have with their story. For example, I went into this, I fought with a thug, and if I shared my story on Facebook, and a lot of people, they share the same sentiments with me, especially women, and it's like I'm speaking their story as well, and whatever calls I'm making to relevant authorities, they share that same, they resonate with my story, so I have that power in me where others can resonate with the story I share as well. Information is understanding where the gossip is. Gossip is not really about, you know, the gossips, like the bad ones, but the current stories. What is the current issue? What is the, you know, current conversation? And yes, and understanding that and keeping yourself up to date so that you can be in a place where you can advise or influence decisions. Moral is practice what you preach simply. You holding yourself accountable with what comes through out your mouth. And if you say you will do it, you must do it. Charismatic is wholesome when you have that character where someone can, they feel associated with you, and they feel like when they are in your care or when they are under your leadership, they feel like everything is gonna be okay. I trust this person to do it. So like that. So you have this kind of people that you associate with or that you know in your organizations or in your peer groups or in your little subgroups that you represent. So it's very important to understand this. And when it comes to leading as young people or as people, we always talk about passion. But do you question what is passion? What really is passion? So in Latin translation, it means suffering. So are we really ready to suffer to really see the vision that we have set for our organization, for our country? So you see on a, I don't have a body here, but anyways, I'm just gonna bring you through an imaginative story. So you see, okay, this is not gonna work. So what I'm trying to say is, you are you willing to suffer? So let's say in 5 years' time, you want to see your organization prosper. You want to see your organization be financially fit. Or you want to see yourself as a young person. You want to lead with confidence. Right now, probably if I ask you to come and speak here, you will, yeah. But in 5 years' time, you want to, you know, speak without, you know, shaking, speak without, you know, confidently. So are you willing to sacrifice yourself to gain that confidence? Like pushing yourself through to the crowd and, you know, standing up in the middle of the crowd and speaking. And then that's when you learn to speak fluently and confidently, probably not as me, but better than me in the future. So it means, are you willing to suffer? And when it comes to young people like us, when it comes to values, values, are we really willing to suffer to let go of some of the habits that are holding us back from excelling as young people, and that are holding us back from, you know, leaders, big leaders, trusting us with responsibilities, big responsibilities. So, are we willing to suffer? That's the question. If you're passionate, are you willing to suffer to get to that point where you should be from where you are right now? And suffering, it drives work. It drives a lot of work. When we are passionate, it's basically suffering is passionate. When we are passionate, it makes us do more work. It makes us want to do more. And that's when we bring ourselves from where we are right now to where we want to be. So where we want to be is better than what or where we are right now. And that's the vision. So from here to where we want to be, are we really, really, really willing to give up so many or put ourselves through, you know, embarrassment so that we build ourselves up? Embarrassment in a good way, you know. Build ourselves up so that we can really be where we should be. And when it comes to that, it's very, very important to utilize emotions. We say that emotional, we shouldn't be emotional, but it's very important when we talk about leadership. Emotion is good. When you get to someone emotionally, you have their complete attention, you have their complete, you know, 100% support. When they feel what you're feeling, they will give. And when they give big. It could be responsibility, they will give it to you. It could be funding, they will give it to you. as young people. But when we realize how much power we have in articulating our story in a way that it catches them emotionally. Oh, I feel that. I feel sorry. Or I feel empowered and I feel like she's doing amazing work. They're doing amazing work and I should be part of that. I should give to this. So it's good to get people emotionally so that in that way you get their support in making sure things get done. Yep. And always you want to give from a place of gratitude. You don't want to make them feel pity, self-pity, and whenever someone is giving from a place of pity, the results are not as good as from the place of gratitude. So you want to make them emotional in a way that they're excited to support you, not sad to support you. They're excited about your vision, they're excited about what you're trying to do, and they're like, you know, let's do it, yeah? So that's the kind of emotional trigger you want to focus on when you are trying to get them emotionally to support you. Not make them sad and they support you, but make them excited to support you. Yeah. All right. Next. We are close to be done now. So leading as leaders, it's very important to listen, very careful. A lot of us young leaders, we always want to speak. That's great. That's wonderful. There's nothing wrong with that. But we must also listen up. Listen very carefully to the people that we are helping. When we listen, we know exactly what they need. So we must be the listening. We must encourage listening in the communities that we serve so that we can understand them better. And getting others to listen to is very, very good as well. Young person, you proposing a solution to them. They might be like, hey, you're a young person, what are you trying to say? But then you must get them to listen to you, and there's a process of getting them to listen to you, and it's an art as well to get elder people to really sit down and listen to you. So, and be a mediator. Most of the time we want to be solution, you know, provide solution. We want to be solutions in communities. And also it's very important, being a solution provider is good, but also be a mediator, because there'll be different ideas in play on that table. So you want to be a mediator. You want to mediate conversations. You want to be a peace mediator in a community where it could be physical violence or it could be conflicting ideas. So you want to be that central person where you don't take sides, but make two parties come to a middle ground, which is middleman. Humility is very important as well, and intentions. Be intentional. It's very, very important. When you're intentional, you get a lot of things done. You know exactly what you want. You know exactly how to get it. You know exactly who to go to get what you need to get done. So be intentional is also key as leading as a young person. Yep. So I think two last slides, and then I'll give time to David. Sorry, guys. All right. So now it's open dialogue. And then after that, we'll go to the last slide. I think I should just go to the last slide and then come to the open dialogue, which is, we are flexible, right? All of us are flexible. You guys are following me? All right. Okay. Yep. So as a leader, own your power. And these are eight types of powers that we have established. Own your power. And when these eight types of powers is fully utilized, that person is an effective leader, or your organization you're representing will become an effective organization. So now we go to the activity, and then we will close up with remarks and some summary from David. So open dialogue. I think we should have open dialogue. It will be just probably 4 minutes. So I want your minds to be open so you can think fast, like light speed. So use your power. Sometimes we use our power we overuse it or we underuse it. And now if you have seen it, you will know that some of the powers that you realize you have been overusing them, you have been underusing them, or you have neglected them. So now you want to revisit those powers you have and cultivate them. All right. I thought it was an open dialogue. Yeah, I think it's an open dialogue. But the questions, I thought I put it in a question form, but it's in a statement form, so yeah. Culture building, like I've said, culture building is very important. Your values shape your culture, and your culture is the thing that will define your organization. So it's very important to build culture, and your culture is basically your values, your organization's values. Transparency, integrity, accountability, respect, love, loyalty, every value that you can think of. So it projects the organization in a way that it attracts people. Okay, this organization stands out, so how can I be part of it? And you perceive power, like we mentioned all along. What power do you have? And how can you use that power? So I will give this over to David to probably connect this to the power and influence and roles that young people have in terms of making decision making at the ward level, up to the national level, and how we can connect us to the work NYDA is doing, which is the core authority in the country that's looking after the interest of the youth in the country. So, thank you.
Isn't she powerful? You know, I can't imagine myself doing this, being attacked by a thug, and then going through how many stitches of surgery, and then coming to present how many minutes with you, and yet my core facilitator is on the plane somewhere lost in Alotau. That's how powerful she is. Now, I feel like I'm more tucked in, so I need to get down here, because when I stand up, I feel more powerful. No, and when we all stand up, we become more mightier and more powerful. Yeah? So I am not going to talk about my work with the National Youth Development Authority and how we will influence those different levels of power from LLG level to ward levels, because out from all the 8 levels of power, the values that we have, which is intrapersonal, your own values, and we gravitate towards people who share the same value as us. So for example, if you have the value of compassion, you will be drawn to people who have the same value of compassion. If you value confrontation, you will gravitate towards people who are always confronting people on social media, from the beltmen to these. I give raw conversations. So if those of you who don't know me, buckle your seatbelts. I'm here to talk business. So those are the type of things that you gravitate towards you. Sometimes we think that, oh, values are something that looks good, like cherry, apples. Sometimes values, we get to hide these values, put them in the fridge, and they stink, and we gravitate towards it. So, like what she said, gossip, it may be good, but it's trendy, it's something that you buy into, it's something that you cannot control, that overpowers you, that you get indulged into, and you contribute to that bad fruit thinking you're contributing good. So power can work the opposite way as well. For example, she is seated here after being attacked. Did the thug take the power away from her? No, because while that person only stole for a day, she is investing for generations for the information that you are going to get right now and plant it where you are coming from. So power is not always being confrontational. It's not always aggressive, like how we bow down to our politicians, like how we bow down to our bureaucratic leaders. Power is within you. And with your values, when you align to another person, and then you create a coalition with people with the shared value, that's how we co-create in this space to shift that power. And that power belongs to us. The power doesn't belong to an individual, to an oligarchy government. It does not belong to any individual or any object. Because you know what? People honor titles. But titles will never honor people. Because the more you want, the more you get lost, and the more you crumble. So now I am going to talk about how those values, that in a group of people when you function, we always use the word system. We say, oh, the education system is this and that. Oh, our justice system is turmoil. But it's the group of people with the same common value form the systems. So systems evolve, or systems are created by groups, not by individuals. That's why individuals jump up and down while the groups relax. You get this? So as I'm talking, you know, you can paint the picture when you go back again. Which group of people run your town? Which group of people hold the power to tape up your mouth to speak up? Which group of people disempower you? Which group of people tell you that you are not fit, you are not good enough, you cannot do it? My advice is that once someone tells you not to do it twice and take pictures. And so, the systems that we now form, I've got 2 minutes, people, so I'm now trying to pitch properly. So systems exist within groups. We as young people, as organizations, very often we fight each other. That's the wrong enemy. So we have to choose collaboration over competition. And that's a system that we are building. That's the system that I believe that you will be building. That's a system that will exist. Oh, can you hear me? That's the system that will exist when we stand together and those groups fall. So power is within you. Power is just like water. It does not penetrate from one direction. It goes around. So once you have that power, you must also think like water. What are the entry points? What are the interventions that you can make apart from just social media, apart from just making noise, apart from just confronting someone? Sometimes someone will try to manipulate your voice and promise you a reward. And that's easily how you give your power to them. My advice is, to conclude, is that don't give them that power. You are more powerful. Thank you. Stay powerful.
Probably just 2 minutes for any questions, and then we'll end it. Any burning questions? Could be about the Obama Foundation or the presentation we just had. Okay, so we are up against time. Thank you so much for listening attentively. Oh, just one question, huh? We just have one and then we'll close. Bronwyn is saying it's time, so.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Linda from Family Support Center, Png Hospital. Thank you for the wonderful and powerful presentation to both of you. My question is this. Because it's very useful, session that you have just presented to us. If you are concerned about, our youths here, please can you run that session for all our youth leaders in Papua New Guinea? Thank you.
Yes, I mean,
Well, the simple answer is yes. The challenge we have is how do we strategically do that? So we have to make sure that there is investment in it. When I say investment, I'm not saying you guys pay us, but how do you get us to at the local level, and how do we translate that to their context? Because some of the words, some of the things, it's more at the top of, we're just cherry picking at the moment. So how do we do that? One thing I love doing is that when I have the opportunity to go to the local areas, for example, I just went to preside over the General Assembly of the SLR District Youth Development Council. And one of those, during one of those sessions, I include values in it so that I equip the leaders before I leave. So it's a conversation that we carry everywhere we go. We breathe it, we speak it everywhere we go. But we can provide you resources if you want to. That's the best way we can help you. And then you can translate it on how you want the information can be caught. Because, sorry, can I just quickly say this? Anointing is not transferred, it's caught. If those who are very strong believers in this room, you will know that when Elisha caught the anointing, Elijah threw his cloak. So the anointing is caught. So right now, it's not taught. Anointing is not taught. So anything that we teach you, you cannot get it. But how can you catch it while you are here? So the best thing is that while you have this chance, block us, stop us, get our contacts, follow us, keep being in our faces until we are tired of you. Thank you.
thank you, and I welcome back Bronwyn to the stage. We will leave the stage now. I appreciate your questions. You can ask us. We will be here until 3. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Yanamlin and David, for that powerful session. Remember that they're going to be here. Also, I want to remind you all that this is an opportunity for you to network, okay? So you're not just here listening to the sessions and attending, you're making connections, sharing context. And like they said, they have some resources that they may be able to share. It's the same with all the other youth organizations that are here today. So please use this opportunity. It doesn't come every day. Okay, especially for those of you who are coming from the provinces, this is your opportunity to make these connections. A lot of times you miss out on this stuff. So please make these connections. Thank you so much for this session. We are going to go for our break, our lunch break. We're pressed on time, so I'm gonna ask if everyone can return by 1:30. Is that okay? Yes? And then we'll go straight into our session after that, after lunch, which is the intergenerational dialogue, okay? So please, I'll see you all back here at 1:30. Remember, if you haven't done the poll, the U-Report poll, please do the U-Report poll, okay? If you want to know how to do it, the booth is also still there. The other booths are also giving out information, so please take time to visit those booths. I will see you all at 1:30.